I will tell you what, I am about done with looking north I-20. I sunk 3 wells last week. I didn't even hit water.
It's because there ain't any water north I-20.
More than there is south of it.
What county?
Stonewall.
Shit, they've been sucking that oil for 100 years. Frack the ones that are going dry and get the hell out. Besides, what are you gonna do with 3 wells?
Where my minerals are.
You should have bought in the basin after COVID hit.
Nah, I don't play that big.
We were buying 100 sections for 5 cents on the dollar. That ain't big, that's smart. There ain't no new oil to be found in that rocky red dirt shit. This ain't gonna be good. Give me a second, boys.
Yeah, go ahead, Monty.
Hey, let me get some more quiet. All right, how bad?
That's a tricky one to answer.
Is it something you and Nate can handle?
Well, they're going to hit you from 3 directions.
The insurance company, victims' families, and TTP.
All right, well, I'll handle TTP. Who's the best litigation firm in Midland?
Well, they won't file here, they'll file in Houston.
First one to hire Shepard Hastings wins.
Who do you like over there?
Clay Chandler's an
Assassin. You want me to call him?
No, I'll call him. You just keep the shit out of the news.
This is the patch, Monty.
An airplane full of drugs being run over by an oil tanker ain't news. That's just another Monday.
Yeah, well, it ain't Monday, Tommy.
It's Monday to me.
Hey, Shepard Hastings is sending an attorney out. Their plane lands at noon. Can you pick him up?
Sir, we've had a blowout.
Oh. God dang. Was her crew on location?
I don't know. I'm en route. Just tell the attorney to get a rental car.
All right, is there room at the house or are they gonna need a hotel?
There's room in the house.
Well, you find anything out, you let me know.
You'll be the first one, trust me.
Beautiful out today.
Sure is.
I love you.
Love you too.
Yeah?
What is it?
The fuck do you think it is?
Who is this employee relations pit viper you sent out here to bite me?
I called Chandler, like you said.
Well, they didn't fucking send him.
They sent somebody out here to hang me out.
You don't have a well that will pass OSHA standards, Monty. Not fucking one.
I'm a lot of shit, Monty, but I ain't a fucking patsy. You understand me?
I called Clay, who said he was flying to you. Now, I don't know who they sent that isn't Clay, but I will find out.
Good.
Now, look, our business is one of constant crisis interrupted by brief periods of intense success. You should know that better than anyone else. Today was a rough one, and I can understand why you might be emotional. But don't let your emotions confuse you as to who the boss is. The boss is me, and don't you ever raise your fucking voice at me again. Let's see what we got here.
Happy Sunday, Monty.
Hey, Buck.
You mind if we play through?
I do mind, actually.
But Monty, you're walking the course. We're in carts.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna be bogged up behind you all day.
Yeah, well, the next hole's a par 5. That'll take you about 8 strokes. Then, of course, Billy here will be hunting for his ball in the rough like a winded bird dog breathing through his mouth for about a half an hour, and then I'll be bogged up behind you. See what we can do with this here.
So we're just supposed to wait.
I guess so. 'Cause I don't wait on anybody.
That was a good shot. Hey, you ever play Pebble Beach?
This is the only course I play. I don't do this shit for fun. I'm too goal-oriented to jog, and I hate the fucking gym, so. Hey, who's that headhunter you sent out to Midland?
Look, Monty, you have an employee who failed to report theft of an asset worth $7 million. That asset was used to move illegal drugs when it landed illegally again on a public roadway.
Road is private.
It's an easement with multiple lessors having access, and a court of law that makes it public. You got a pump jack with numerous OSHA violations, a workover crew violating more OSHA regulations, all under his purview. Now, if something like this happens again, and it will, you'll be negligent because you took no action against an employee who knowingly violated every rule he came across. That nullifies your umbrella policy, making you, and I do mean you, the responsible party in litigation.
You ever been to the patch?
I have not.
Any given day, I might have 5 trucks stolen. I'm not talking pickup trucks either, I'm talking oil tankers. They just disappear one day, and then a couple weeks later, they mysteriously return. And that's just me. Multiply that by 500. You want to see the price of oil go up $30 a barrel? Start reporting that shit to the DEA and watch every camp and every yard turn into a fucking crime scene. Then we're on the timetable of the federal fucking government, which I might say, I've seen kindergarten talent shows move with more efficiency than them. Now look, every company has a version of Tommy. You cannot function without one. If I fire him, I'm gonna have to hire somebody else with less experience and less respect.
How are you gonna function with an $80 million lawsuit and a mandatory shutdown from OSHA? It's one man, Monty. Not the one you should be worried about. If I was you, I'd be real worried about myself.
Hey, I was just talking about you.
Well, that's never good.
When are you meeting with those reps from TTP?
Got pushed to Tuesday.
I need this problem to go away, Tommy.
Yeah, well, we're working on it.
What do you need?
My ex-wife and daughter are in town. They're crashing a country club, and I just wanted you to know I'll pay you back.
I'm not worried about a fucking restaurant bill, Tommy. I got 3 cases pending litigation. I do not need 3 fucking more.
Okay, we're on it.
You better be. Enjoy the club.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks.
Our concern isn't combustion engine regulation so much as it is the...
It's not a concern, Bob?
It's not the concern. I mean, 60% of American electricity still comes from fossil fuels, 39.8% from natural gas alone, and that number is climbing. Now, nuclear, that's maxed out, unless they build more reactors, and that's not going to happen. Nuclear is not an option for climate change advocates, even though it's our cleanest and most reliable form of energy. Wind is twice as expensive as natural gas, and solar 4 times as expensive. Plus, on its best day of the year, a solar power plant generates electricity for about 8 hours. All our electric vehicles are doing is exporting their emissions to the power plant. Our greatest potential for growth is in exports. China only consumes 14% of the world's petroleum reserves. India's at 4.9%, Russia a little over 3%. We feel that our lobbyists' focus should be on easing the regulations on exports. Our LNG exports to Europe last year climbed to 64% of total exports.
Excuse me, if I may. What you're not seeing in the States is this rabid opposition to fossil fuels of any kind, to their use, to their extraction.
38% of the UK's electricity came from natural gas piped in from Norway, Steve.
But,
Gentlemen.
but 1/4 is from wind, which I agree is unreliable and expensive, but, and this isn't important, but...
Steve.
Energy consumption is not a social issue,
The
Steve.
hell it's not. It's deeply social. And we must endeavor ourselves to educate the world about our commitment to cleaner energy.
will you shut the fuck up? My God, this is why I don't come to these things. Y'all have been in so many shareholder meetings, you forgot what it is we actually do for a living. We are well diggers. We don't, nor can we ever control how our product is used or what it is used for. There's nothing I can do to make an engine run cleaner because I don't build fucking engines. I don't care what the governor of California says about electric vehicles. I don't care how many career college students block London traffic or spray paint a fucking sculpture. I care that the price of oil stays between $76 and $88 a barrel. That is what we should be discussing. The world has already convinced itself that you are evil and I am evil for providing them the one fucking thing they interact with every day, and they will not be convinced otherwise. Stop wasting your time and stop fucking wasting mine.
Gee, Monty, tell us how you really feel.
You better start caring, Monty. I mean, your children are going to inherit an oil fortune, but your grandchildren won't. What they inherit, you're going to have to start building now. Now, I know the party's not ending tomorrow, but it is ending.
How are you?
It's been a week.
Yeah, I bet. What, fill me in on this accident this morning?
Standing on something you shouldn't have been standing on. It's probably done it 1,000 times. I have.
Am I exposed?
That's a lawyer question.
At this point, you're as much a lawyer as anybody else.
Well, the pipes came in a mixed bundle, which is not what we ordered. He knew better than to be standing up there. Negligence is his, but it don't make the pill his wife's got to swallow any easier.
We'll take care of the family. One step. Hey, you guys spill out on the carpet, your mother's gonna kill you. Save some for me.
Girls on break?
Convincing her to go to TCU is one of my greatest accomplishments. They want to drink margaritas, mess around with the boys, they can do it by the pool. They want to go to the bars, my driver takes them, picks them up. You're coming to that point pretty soon. You got a plan?
Yeah, I'm gonna cement rebar into a cinder block and chain her to it till she's 30.
She'll chew right through that shit.
Her mother might.
We get this lease thing worked out?
Yeah.
I understand TTP is seeing things our way.
This little lawyer's a pit bull, I tell you.
So I hear. How about the well thing? Is that working out?
Offering bereavement payments to the families.
How much?
Got to go north of $250 per, I think, to make it stick. Thank you.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Staying for dinner?
I wish I could, but I think I should get going. It's good to see you.
You too.
So, you called the meeting?
Yeah, the Hermosa Field lease.
Yeah.
That land is a distribution route for drugs headed north.
Yeah, they stole our plane.
Well, they want compensation for the product they lost.
Get in line.
They made threats and the crew is spooked. They don't want to work the field.
Well, that's not an option.
You got any senators in your Rolodex? Maybe the Army wants to come down here and play war games for a few weeks.
Who all's drilling up in that field?
Everybody. BP and Marathon and Chevron, everybody.
Let me make a few calls.
Can you make them fast? Because we're supposed to start clearing pads next week.
How many years is it?
Almost 9.
Not one drink.
Not one whiskey.
You miss it?
I'm too scared of it to miss it. So, how worried are you about these green initiatives?
You're not buying into that shit now, are you?
Well, no matter what I buy into, it matters what the lawmakers buy into.
Do you know who the two biggest financial backers of green initiatives are? Saudi Arabia and Russia. Why is that?
We reduce our output, we're more reliant on their output.
And once that happens, there's a huge demand for output from us. And then we're right back in the middle of an oil boom. Or the administration changes and the oil boom comes 2 years later. It's manipulating supply to increase demand, and they have been doing it since they've been harvesting sorghum from the fields of the Nile River Valley.
Okay, look, we'll go 60-40, 60 your way.
How many wells?
Phase 1 would be 54, entire field, we're thinking 250, 300. We drilled 6 exploratory wells, hit on 4, all 4 producing over 200 barrels.
What do you need me for?
Well, the banks, Monty. The fucking private banks won't touch fossil fuels anymore. Fill their fucking G5s with our product, but they won't kick over any paper.
How about Lone Star or Plains Capital?
No. They want full recourse, 9% minimum.
Well, now, Danny, what do you think I'm gonna want?
I'm offering you the upside, Monty.
I don't know. I got my own fields to drill. I have 130 wells to work over, and another 50,000 acres surveyed and ready to go.
All right, I'll go 65.
Give me a minute.
Yes, sir.
Diamond wants to do a farm out on a drill to earn.
At what?
60-40.
Where?
All along the Val Verde Basin.
Unless they're covered up with smugglers, you leave a truck there overnight, the son of a bitch is gone the next morning. I'm gonna have to perimeter fence the site, I'm gonna have to get security, take the price up per hole about $750. And that's a big risk down south. You don't just stab the ground that shoots up. You got to find the pockets.
They hit on 4 of their 6 exploratory wells.
Am I building roads?
Don't know.
How many?
54.
I'm gonna have to bring on another 8 crews. Your split sucks.
Well, I'll work on the split.
Are we gonna hold off on the Sage Flats?
Nope, those are going too.
There's a lot of unhappy drug dealers in that field. We'll need help with that.
I told you, I'm working on it.
All right, I appreciate it. Listen, if you close this deal, I'm gonna need surveys, I'm gonna need seismographs, I'm gonna need geothermal.
Yep, you'll have all of it.
What bank? I need to know how big the microscope up my ass is gonna be.
No bank.
I thought we don't do that anymore.
The stars aligned. We're pushing the chips toward the middle.
You're pushing 300 million chips in the middle, Monty.
Well, they're my chips, aren't they, Tommy? I get 100% until I recoup. 70% for 12 months after that, 65% perpetuity.
What am I, Monty? A fucking sucker?
No, what you are is an over-leveraged LLC without enough credit to pull the loan. And you're too greedy to offer any collateral or risk any of your profits, so you want no recourse, this is the price. Or, fuck you. Go on over to TPG or Fortress and watch the masterclass they're giving on getting fucked.
All right. You got yourself a deal.
I'll have a contract on your desk by the end of the week.
Forgive me for not standing, Monty. I'm pretty wedged in here. Good.
You have the railroad commissioner at 9:15.
There's 2 types of men in this world. Those who like hollandaise sauce and those who absolutely detest it. Which one are you?
Can't say I've ever really had it. I'm not much of a breakfast guy myself.
Well, I guess there's 3 types. My wife has me on this diet. You can eat whatever you want. I mean, it's all portion control. Eat breakfast like a king, the lunch like a prince, and dinner like a pauper.
Heard of that?
Yeah, problem is, you wake up at midnight starving and eat a bowl of ice cream or a sandwich and screw the whole deal.
Coffee? Tea, please. Decaffeinated, herbal.
Sure. You want statin?
I'm on every fucking thing they can put me on, pardon my French.
You ever hear of that guy in the 70s who wrote a best-selling book about jogging and then died of a heart attack while he was jogging? All these pills and diets, I don't think they make the slightest difference. I think God knows exactly when we're leaving this place before he ever puts us here. Actors in a play, that's all we are.
Maybe so.
What can we do you for?
Well, I'm having a little cartel difficulty in the patch. It's starting to affect our drilling schedule.
Affecting it how?
Intimidating workers, blocking roads, stealing equipment, usual shit.
Big Five doing anything about it?
If they are, it ain't working.
This fucking border. Washington's got his head so deep in the sand, it's staring at the sewers in Beijing. Here's the issue, Monty. DPS doesn't have enough manpower to be effective beyond traffic stop and searches. And Rangers, they're an investigative group and they're on enough to have an impact.
Yeah, well, I have a solution.
What is that?
Texas National Guard.
I deploy the National Guard?
I don't want you to deploy them, but they have to train, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe they train there.
Monty, when the military train, they shoot guns and drop bombs. I'm not sure how compatible that is with petroleum products.
Yeah, well, I'd prefer if they didn't bomb the wells, but there's about 75,000 acres there. Maybe they could figure out somewhere else to bomb. Look, there's National Guard base in Odessa that has to schlep 400 miles to Fort Hood to train if they can get a slot. Shit, they can drive 15 minutes here and do whatever the fuck they want.
You want me to lease it?
I'll give it to you. I don't give a shit if they go dove hunting on it, as long as they're out there. A lot.
Who's in command of that post?
Colonel Levy.
All right. And you got a landman out in Odessa?
Tommy Norris.
Tommy? He's still scratching away out there, huh?
He's still scratching.
Well, put him in touch with Ivy, see if they can figure something out. Don't put me on the news, Monty.
Thank you, Governor.
You know, when we were coming up, I'd have picked Tommy over anyone to make it.
Well, he did make it. Then he lost it.
Yeah. You know why? Because it's all been decided before we even start.
Maybe so. Thanks again. All right. Did you say no attorney?
I'm not in a position to answer that.
You think you're pretty smart, don't you?
Smart enough.
How much?
$1 million.
Jesus, Nate, how the fuck did they know to counter?
One of the family members asked Cooper Norris to sit in.
Tommy Norris's kid? My fucking employee, Cooper Norris?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Jesus. All right, do the $1 million with an NDA and restrict the offer to whoever the fuck he's advising.
With an NDA.
What's an NDA?
It means you can't disclose the settlement or the amount of the settlement with anyone, including other family members.
Which means they don't get it.
That's not fair. Oh.
No. No, they all need to get it. They won't sign unless it's for all three.
Put Rebecca on the phone.
Yes, sir.
Hey there! I thought you were pretty hot shit after that deposition, but looks like you're getting hustled here by a fucking worm off a workover crew. Now, you think this widow is gonna be able to find a litigator to work on contingency?
Not without his help, but I think she can count on that.
Fucking pay it and paper it and then fire that lying, backstabbing son of a bitch.
You can't do that, sir. It's wrongful termination.
Tell him not to worry. I quit.
He is tendering his resignation.
Oh, well fucking great. It looks like something's finally going my fucking way. Hey, listen, you're gonna have to have a word with your son.
About what?
About tripling my costs on settling this blowout.
What's up? Yours your arm?
Yeah, fine. Shit.
Where are you, Monty?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get through another day here, Tommy, all right? Now, your boy quit, and I'm not having him back.
Yes, sir. I understand that. I appreciate you giving the opportunity.
Great. Well, it only cost me $3 million.
Who's this?
Well, hi, Cammie.
Tommy, we're in the hospital, so he's gonna have to call you back. Actually, you know what? I'll call you back. And if you need something, then you call my cell, not his.
Oh, okay. Yes, ma'am. I understand. Sorry. I'll talk to y'all later.
I'm pretty proud of them Cowboys. I'm pretty proud of the stuff we've done in oil and gas. It pales in comparison to how proud I am to have lived my life working with my kids. You got a chance to do something about that. I hope you will. And I'll tell you, young man, you're no spring chicken. And you ought to listen to little Liz yourself.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm a few eggs short of a spring chicken, that's for sure.
Think a lot of both of you guys.
Feelings mutual. Thank you, Jerry.
Okay. Don't make me get my rubber glove out.
Boy. El Genie, I said hi.
Good to see you, Mr. Jones. He's done it wrong. You need to get those leases together. That's $1 billion, Monty.
It's more than that. And then what? Huh? Shit, my dad retired at 68. 5 months later, he was dead. He died of boredom, of no purpose.
Well, make Cammie your job and those girls your purpose.
Jesus Christ. Tommy's my third fucking bypass. Work isn't killing me. It's this fucking busted, rotten heart. That said, I am planning on stepping back. I'm making you vice president of operations. Hell, you're doing the work already. You might as well have the title and the raise.
Thank you.
What are your thoughts on Rebecca?
We don't need her anymore. And the way she works is a liability.
You know, it's funny. She says the exact same thing about you. offering her a permanent position.
You don't need any more in-house counsel.
I'm offering her vice president of exploration. She's the shrewdest negotiator I've ever seen, and she's an absolute killer.
Monty, she's a lawyer. She don't know anything about oil. She ain't a geologist.
She's got Dale and she's got you.
Well, I just think it's a mistake.
Well, believe it or not, I'm not sitting here asking for your fucking permission. Figure out a way to work with her.
All right.
My daughter's out there. Yeah, of course, why would they be?
All right, Monty. I'll see you.
Yeah.